The rain had been falling for hours, a steady, cold drizzle that turned the streets of Holleridge into a blur of reflections and ripples. The clock in the town's old church struck 12 a.m., its sound echoing across the narrow alleys like a warning. Ethan Cole, a night delivery driver for Swifts and Couriers, squinted through the rain-streaked windshield of his van. The GPS on his dashboard flickered with static before going black. He sighed, tapping the screen in frustration. Not again, he muttered. He was on his last delivery of the night, an unmarked brown box, no return address, no name, just an old countryside destination, Ravenhill Manor, 13, Holleridge Lane. Ethan had heard rumors about the place. Locals said it had been abandoned for decades. But a job was a job, and tonight, he needed the overtime. As he turned off the main road, the headlights caught the outline of a rusted iron gate, half buried in overgrown ivy. The sign read Ravenhill Manor, private property. He hesitated for a moment, then stepped out, the rain biting his skin. The gate creaked open with an eerie groan, echoing through the night. He drove in slowly. The manor appeared through the mist like something out of an old photograph, a towering, broken mansion with shattered windows and vines crawling up its stone walls. A faint light flickered in one of the upper windows. Someone's home, he whispered, trying to convince himself. He parked the van, grabbed the box, and made his way to the front door. His boots squelched in the mud. When he reached the porch, he saw something odd. The door was slightly ajar. "Hello?" he called out, knocking twice. "Delivery for, Ravenhill Manor?" No answer, only the sound of the rain. He stepped inside. The floorboards groaned under his weight. A thick smell of damp wood and dust filled the air. The light he'd seen from outside came from a candle placed on a small table in the foyer. Next to it lay a note, written in elegant cursive. "Please leave the package in the parlor. Do not open it." Ethan frowned. "Weird," he murmured, looking around. He walked through the hall, the candlelight throwing long, trembling shadows on the cracked walls. The portraits on the walls seemed to watch him, pale faces with hollow eyes that followed his every step. He reached the parlor, a vast room filled with decayed furniture and a grand piano covered in dust. He set the package down on a small wooden table. That's when he noticed something. There were footprints on the dusty floor, small, barefoot prints, leading away from the table and disappearing into the shadows. Ethan's pulse quickened. "Okay, box down, and I'm gone," he whispered. He turned toward the door, but froze. From somewhere deeper in the house came a soft humming, a woman's voice, slow, haunting, and strangely familiar. He called out again, "Hello? Someone there?" The humming stopped. Silence. Then, suddenly, a whisper right behind him. "You brought it back." Ethan spun around. No one. The air had turned colder. His breath came out in white puffs. "Okay, that's enough," he muttered, backing away. His flashlight flickered, then went out completely. In the darkness, he heard footsteps, slow, deliberate, coming down the staircase behind him. He raised his flashlight again, flicking it on and off. For a split second, the beam caught something at the top of the stairs, a figure, pale and motionless, wearing an old-fashioned nightgown. Her hair hung wet over her face. "Ma'am?" Ethan stammered. I just have your delivery." The figure took a step forward. The floor creaked. Another step. The light flickered again, and when it steadied, she was gone. Ethan turned and ran, but as he reached the front door, it slammed shut on its own. He pulled at the handle, locked. Panic surged through him. He rushed back toward the parlor, looking for another exit. That's when he saw the box. It was open, and it was empty. His heart pounded in his chest. "No, no, no." Behind him, that voice whispered again, closer this time. "You shouldn't have come here." He turned, flashlight trembling in his hand. The light landed on a portrait hanging on the far wall, one that hadn't been there moments before. It was a painting of him, Ethan Cole, standing in the same parlor, holding the same box, eyes wide with terror. The paint was still wet. He dropped the flashlight. The beam rolled across the floor and illuminated the figure again, standing just inches from him. Her face was pale, her eyes black as ink. In her hand, she held a delivery tag. She placed it against his chest. "Recipient confirmed," she whispered. Ethan couldn't move. The candlelight flickered violently and then went out. The next morning, a police car pulled up outside the gate of Ravenhill Manor. The rain had stopped, leaving only the soft hiss of wind through the trees. Officer Grant stepped out, yawning. The report said a delivery van had been left running at the property all night. He found the van still idling, headlights dim in the fog. The driver's seat was empty. The back door hung open. Inside the manor, everything was silent. No signs of struggle, only a small wooden table in the parlor and a brown box, sealed shut. A note rested on top, "Return to sender." Grant frowned. Weird. He picked up the box and carried it out to the van. As he placed it in the back, he noticed the delivery label. The sender's name read, Ethan Cole. The recipient, Ravenhill Manor. He paused, looking back at the manor's dark windows. For a moment, he thought he saw someone watching him from the second floor, a figure in a nightgown, holding a candle. Then the light went out, and Holleridge went silent again.